Hey, JoAnn, how's it going?
It's going wonderfully. I'm already laughing. But I'm telling you, there's good news.
It's wonderful to hear. It's wonderful to hear. It's beautiful there.
Yes, it is. And there's just a little bit of a wind. There's haze moving in, but we've still got some blue sky. But we've got a lot of fires around us right now.
Yeah. So this is really dry there, and with the hay there, I would imagine
Very dry.
it's
Very
pretty
dry.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know,
I know,
I think
no
there's
fear, no fear.
no fear. I think we're safe, you know. If we're not, we're not, you know. Whatever is. But you're right, it's a beautiful day and there's not a big wind, there's just a little wind that feels quite good actually because it's already very warm.
One of your names or monikers is Wind Dancer. Could you tell us about that?
That's because, and that was years ago, and there was a show with I can't think of his name, he's got Last Man Standing right now, but it was Tim the Tool Man.
Ah, yeah.
And the beginning of his show, it was a production company called Wind Dancer, I think.
Okay.
I stole that and I spelled it differently. I only keep one D in it, you know, to make it one word, because I like the wind. I love the wind. I don't like to be out getting beat up with it, but oh, I sleep so good when the wind's blowing, and I like a little breeze because I like to hear all my chimes that are in my yard, and I always feel like the wind is talking about change all the time. In fact, when we did our Lionsgate deal,
Yeah.
the wind was blowing pretty darn good when I got ready to do my activation, and I thought, this is fine. This is fine. This is the Lionsgate energy
Right.
coming into us, you know?
I
So
noticed.
yes, I like the wind. That's why I call it Wind Dancer.
I thought you were going to tell us like there was some really sacred Native American ceremony, and the chief of the tribe that was like 100 years old donned this name on you, bestowed this
Oh,
ancient, but no, you stole it from Tim the Tool Man's production company. I love that,
oh
JoAnn.
my God, to
Love
be
that.
so lucky, is to have something bestowed upon. But then again, it was bestowed upon me.
Sure, sure. I don't mean to minimize it, but
I know, it's hilarious though. It's hilarious though. My stories aren't terribly serious. I'm,
well, that's
I'm,
good. We need to,
I, I'm very big on spirit having one amazing sense of humor.
Oh, I know. And that's something I really had to learn. Boy, phew. I I
Yeah,
took I took myself way too serious.
yeah,
And life, but
and
myself particularly.
yeah,
Um,
people do that.
and it's interesting with my ascension process, I've learned to laugh at myself. And that was one of the best things I could ever do. And you helped me with that a lot because you and I laugh a lot.
Absolutely, we do.
So I
And
would,
it is true because a lot of people get, and you know, that's kind of like dogma in your churches and stuff.
right,
And you don't need to bring that into spirituality
right.
because they'll, no matter what you're studying, whether it's Wiccan or any other different type of spirituality, they all talk about a sense of humor.
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, I think Spirit's got a great sense of humor because I pulled from a deck while we were talking. Um, and it's a lot of people probably have this deck. It's an old True and Blue deck. Jamie Sands and David Carson's medicine cards. And this was one of my first forays into decks. Um, and I've kind of recently brought this back out again, and I just love it. I love the feeling I get when I use it because it takes me back to a time where this was like so new to me, and so exciting. And two cards jumped out. The Crow and the Black Panther. Um, and I say spirits got quite a sense of humor because, for whatever reason, the crows here have been really verbal this summer. Very verbal, very loud. When I go outside and I'm working with any kind of spiritual group on a Zoom call, or just if I go outside and I'm pulling my own cards, the crows always come in droves and talk and just carry on. And so I find that fascinating. And Black Panther has quite a significant meaning to me. And I had written a story. One of my first blog posts is about when I went to see the movie Black Panther and what happened to me there. And it was the day I stepped out of my job, the day I made the decision to well, I had made the decision, but it was my last day in the professional world, seeing clients the way I used to. I worked half a day, and then I was wandering around aimlessly, and a dear friend of mine said, "Hey, let's go see this new movie that's out." And so I wrote about that. So Black Panther, the animal, has always been, since that time, very meaningful. Do you get a lot of crows out there?
We have years where we get crows, and yes, we do have crows. And I'm like you, I love it when they come around because they're just like magpies, and we have millions of magpies. They are talking to you about magic in the air. They're saying, wake up, there is magic, magic, magic going on everywhere.
I love it. I
And
love.
if you dare to swallow one,
All right, all right. Yes, I know. We had that episode where I swallowed crow. So let me
yeah,
go ahead and read this. These are a
okay.
little lengthy, but I'll try to get through this. Um, they always have this little poem at the beginning. Crow, are you cawing? So I may know the secrets of balance within my soul. Are you sending your sacred caw just to remind me of universal laws? There's a medicine story that tells of Crow's fascination with her own shadow. She kept looking at it, scratching it, pecking at it, until her shadow woke up and became alive. Then Crow's shadow ate her. Crow is dead. Crow is dead, Crow now. I didn't see that coming, sorry.
Oh, and that's just the good news. Uh,
Oh boy. Dead Crow is the keeper. Wait, Dead Crow is the left handed guardian. If you look deeply into Crow's eye, you will have found the gateway to the supernatural. Crow knows the unknowable mysteries of creation and is the keeper of all sacred law. Since Crow is the keeper of sacred law, Crow can bend the laws of the physical universe and shapeshift. This ability is rare and unique. Few adepts exist in today's world, and fewer still have mastered Crow's art of shapeshifting. This art includes doubling or being in two places at one time consciously, taking on another physical form, and being the fly on the wall to observe what is happening far away. The Europeans that came to Turtle Island were named the Boat People by Slow Turtle. Even with the knowledge of alchemy possessed by certain boat people, none had ever seen the powerful shape-shifting of shamans who utilized crow medicine. Many boat people were frightened by what appeared to be animals coming into their camps or dwellings to discern their medicine. Crow medicine people are masters of illusion. All sacred texts are under the protection of Crow. Creator's Book of Laws or Book of Seals is bound in crow feathers. Crow feathers tell of spirit made flesh. Crow is also the protector of the Ogalaha, or ancient records. The sacred law belts, or wampum belts, beaded by native women long before the boat people or Europeans came to the continent, contain knowledge of Great Spirit's laws and are kept in the black lodges, the lodges of women. The law which states that all things are born of women is signified by Crow. Children are taught to behave according to the rules of a particular culture. Most Orthodox religious systems create a mandate concerning acceptable behavior within the context of worldly affairs. Do this and so, and you will go to heaven. Do thus and so, and you will go to hell. Different formulas for salvation are demanded by each true faith. Human law is not the same as sacred law, however. More so than any other medicine, Crow sees that the physical world and even the spiritual world, as humanity interprets them, are an illusion. Ooh. There are billions of worlds. There are an infinitude of creatures. Great Spirit is within all. If an individual obeys Crow's perfect laws as given by the Creator, then at death, he or she dies a good medicine death, going on to the next incarnation with a clear memory of his or her past. Crow is an omen of change. Crow lives in the void and has no sense of time. The ancient chiefs tell us that Crow sees simultaneously the three fates, past, present, and future. Crow merges light and darkness, seeing both inner and outer reality. If Crow medicine appears in your card today, in your card spread today, you must pause and reflect on how you see the laws of Great Spirit in relation to the laws of humanity. Crow medicine signifies a firsthand knowledge of a higher code of right and wrong than that indicated by the laws created in human culture. With Crow medicine, you speak in a powerful voice when addressing issues that for you seem out of harmony, out of balance, out of whack, or unjust. Remember that Crow looks at the world with first one eye and then the other cross-eyed. In the Mayan culture, cross-eyed had the privilege and duty of looking into the future. You must put aside your fear of being a voice in the wilderness and call the shots as you see them. As you learn to allow your personal integrity to be your guide, your sense of feeling alone will vanish. Your personal will can then emerge so that you will stand in your truth. The prime path of true Crow people says to be mindful of your opinions and actions. We're almost done. Be willing to walk your talk, speak your truth, know your life's mission, and balance past, present, and future in the now. Shape-shift that old reality and become your future self. Allow the bending of physical laws to aid in creating the shape-shifted world of peace.
It's a lot, and it's also very, very interesting.
Wow. I'm sorry about my laughing. I certainly take this very seriously, but I got the giggles.
No, there's stuff to laugh about.
Crow ate its shadow that, anyway.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So.
And then the cross-eyed thing.
Yeah.
Right. So go ahead, take it away, JoAnn.
No, but it's funny. It's all funny, and we just talked about how we don't need to take ourselves so seriously.
Right.
Any of this, it's like there's lessons in all of it, but you can laugh while you're learning a lesson. Like in this day and age, we have it. There was a respect for people in earlier times when they were different that made them special. You know what I'm saying? Special in a big way, a big spiritual way. Like cross-eyed being able to see the future.
Right.
It came with a responsibility. It made, people had a lot of respect for them.
Absolutely.
So that was interesting. I also love where it was saying, call your shots. This is not a time on this planet for people to be quiet. It'd be good if they're speaking peace, love, joy, and abundance, but those are the ones who usually don't speak up very loudly.
Right.
So it's time. It also talks about being time to stand up for what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
If magic is in your heart, speak it. It doesn't matter. Columbus said the world wasn't flat. He was totally ridiculed. So no, I love the whole crow thing. I mean, it just started out funny even because of you and your antics with your with your neighbors, but it's such a huge message. It's a big message. Tell
Yeah.
me, what what hit you out of it?
Well, a lot, because I have so many crows here right now. And so I'm really amazed by that, to the point where my neighbors on both sides are like, "What's with all the crows in your yard?"
Love it, love
And
it.
the one neighbor's like, "Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I was going to get my pellet gun out." And I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh,
really, dude?" Like, I
no,
said,
no,
"Well, we
no.
have a message for you." And he thought that was really kind of interesting that I would say that. I said, "Why don't you just try to listen to it once, like hear what they're maybe, saying, or what is resonating in you." Um, so yeah, so I guess what really strikes me is, I love the whole imagery about shadow, and your shadow becoming alive and then consuming it. And metaphorically, I do a lot of work with shadow selves, and that part of us that's disowned, or that, the part of us that everybody has that, but they don't allow it to come out because they don't like it for whatever reason. But it exists for a reason. And I believe personally, for us to individuate or become whole, and therefore ascend, um, to our highest purpose, it's important to make known all parts of us, and be okay with that, and to accept that part of us. And so to me, this is the ultimate, pecking at your shadow, peck, 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 until it comes alive, and then you consume it. So while I laughed at that, I loved that image. I love that, because that's the work I do every day. I'm constantly pecking at those secret parts of me, or those mysterious parts of me, or what I thought was that evil or scary part of me that I had to hide at all costs. I don't need to do that anymore. I can let that out. And the more you repress that part of you, the more that's going to come out, like in your dreams, because that unconscious part of you is really what drives your thoughts and behaviors ultimately. And so giving it a voice during the day, I think, is critically important. During the conscious time, I guess, is what I want to say. Because at night you'll have the nightmares. I used to work with people around dreams a lot, and when they have nightmares, I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness, it's a good thing," because you let that voice out, and now it's out, that part of you. So there's so much more in here, really. I'm going to just read a little blurb on the Black Panther for time's sake. But I think, Crow was the main card for us, and then Black Panther was kind of like the clarifying card, or the addendum card, if you will. But if Black Panther has appeared today, it may be telling you not to worry about the future. Trust that you are not supposed to mentally figure it all out at this time. You may need to confront fears of the unknown, of being less than you truly are, or an inability to simply be. Let go of fears that appear as obstacles or barriers. Embrace the unknown and flow with the mystery that is unfolding in your life. The next step may be leaping empty-handed into the void with implicit trust. And remember, the crow lives in the void. You know, in the stillness of the void, find the will to avoid foolish interpretations, going deeper into your own self-discovery and healing process. Here you will discover Black Panther's unexpected blessings. So I love how these two go together.
So do I. So do I. And I thought both they're both black. I think black as is in power,
Mhm.
and there's a good deal of power in going within and addressing your shadow and thanking them for the lessons that you have learned from them, from that shadow. And then being in the moment is what the Panther's saying. There's no room for fear in this world. We are the co-creators. So we stay within the moment and we look around, and there's nothing, for most of us, there's nothing to be fearful of when we look around. And that's when everything's happening in the moment. So
Right.
we take the Black Panther magic and the crow magic, and we take them both into our hearts, and we become who we are
That's
in
beautiful.
in this very moment. You know, I love those.
What are the nitty gritty things we do to do this, though? That's where I think a lot of us struggle is how do we bring this down to our density, our human 3D world, these lofty ideals?
You know, the number one thing about being in the moment is doing the work. It's a habit. We
Hmm.
live in habits, and you can change a habit, I think they say, in 2 weeks or whatever. And that's probably not set in stone for anybody, but so we need to actually put forth our effort. You might see a plane go right over us. It's a yellow plane. Can you hear it?
Hmm.
You might see it that direction. I don't know. um, I don't know if it's watching for fire or if it's actually putting some stuff on somebody's crops, but not our crops.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it just
But
circled behind you.
anyway, it's bright yellow, which I think is interesting too. But anyway, it is when you put your foot forward and say, I am going to be a witness, I am going to live in the moment,
Hmm.
but I know this isn't going to be easy. So I'm asking all of these amazing people that are around me, amazing spirits, to assist me in this. And all you have to do is take that first step and you will get the assistance. And when you 10 minutes later realize you're living in the future again or in the past, you don't get mad. You just clean it up. You have a word. Maybe you say the Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Or peace, 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 or love, 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 whatever you want to say to bring you back.
Hmm.
Then you are making the effort and you will receive all the assistance you could possibly want.
And then some, right? We
And
take one
then
step
some.
towards God, God takes 10 steps towards you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's just no one's going to just hand it to you, but it'll seem like they almost got it handed to you if you just take one step.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to go back to the whole idea that I've noticed that nature around me is not restless, but more active, and just even the squirrels, the chipmunks, the like I said, the crows, the birds. Just I've noticed, even we typically have a pretty mild, still weather pattern. We've had all different kinds of weather come through here too. So I feel like the universe is stirring up. And I don't know if that's part of the self cleansing. I kind of look at it as it's reaching out to us, it's trying to get our attention more, to help us. I think about how do we bring this lofty idea down to the practical and getting out in nature. And I know you're doing a lot of work with trees right now, and doing that whole meditation of where you are a tree, where you're embodied in the tree and you become the tree. Those types of things for me have been really magical and very, very helpful. In the when we were reading about Crow and the shape shifting, it made me think, and I think I'm sure I shared it with you, JoAnn, when we were in more of a professional relationship, where I would be in meditation and all of a sudden I was a butterfly or I was a tree, but I also knew I was sitting in meditation in my house. And
Wow.
time was irrelevant. Time didn't exist. It was like in that simultaneous moment. Um, so, and I'm somebody who would never think that I could do something like that. And it wasn't me doing it, it was just me being. And that's, and pulling away all of the crap, all the layers of society. And then it's like, oh, that's who we are. We have this gift in us inherently, to
Beautiful. Absolutely
to
beautiful.
to be nature, literally to be one with. Um, but boy, getting out of our heads is not easy. Whew.
No, it isn't, but you're so correct about, all this light that's come onto this planet is not just rhetoric, it's happened. And that's why you see a difference in nature. That's why you feel a rustling in the nature, and that's why I tell people, get out of your house. I don't care where you live, get out of your house, take a walk, do something, because
Mhm.
there's messages everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're just, everything's just here for us right now.
Yeah.
Everything's here for humanity
Yes.
to take this step and assist in this amazing ascension that we're doing right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to bring it on you slowly.
Are you?
You
I don't
think it's
know.
that time?
Yep. Do we have time today? Are we okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
Good. Good. Well, I'm not sure where we're going today because I was way deep
I know.
into our little discussion today. So let's just take some deep breaths and see where we go. Okay. Okay. Deep heart breaths. Deep breaths into your heart. Oh, at least 2 or 3 nice deep breaths just to calm you. See your feet, your roots going deep, deep, deep into Mother Gaia. In fact, see them go all the way into the crystalline heart of Mother Gaia. Yeah, we're going to stretch ourselves here a little bit today. So as your roots, as your feet hit the crystalline heart of Mother Gaia, that crystalline energy simply explodes through you. And you become as a crystalline tree of life. And your arms, your branches, they stretch upward, up, up, up into the cosmic heart of Mother Sophia. And Mother Sophia rains down this aqua diamond light of wisdom, knowledge, power through you back into the earth. So now see yourself as this, not only were you a conduit, now see yourself as this crystalline tree of life and see, oh my gosh, see the panther laying up on one of the bigger branches and see all the crows flying around the tree, and several have settled into the branches of this tree. And their black is like, oh my God, if there's a mother of pearl black, that's what it is. And if you've seen a crow close, you know that they radiate the blues and the different colors that's mixed in their blackness.
Mm.
And this is the power. This is the wisdom and the power. With power comes great responsibility. But we're being gifted right now with all this wisdom, all this amazing wisdom. And truly, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call because we've been here. We know this. We begged to be here for this time on earth so we could assist in this amazing, amazing ascension. 2,000 years plus after the ascension of a man called Jesus Christ. We are the Christs that are ascending now. Mother Gaia is a Christ that is ascending now. And here we sit. It's so beautiful because here we are, this amazing, amazing crystalline tree of life, holding the power, holding the wisdom. Bringing it from the cosmic heart into the heart of the mother. We are our power. We have the wisdom to get past all the difficulty. The time is literally the time of big struggle is gone. We don't need to struggle anymore. We step back, we look at what we're releasing and we release it. And we give thanks. We give thanks for the experiences that our shadow has given us because it makes us more of who we are. But the time to step into who we are is now. Now. And because of this, the laughter begins. So please take another couple deep breaths. Come back to where you are. Bring your crystalline self with you. And that is the good news.
May the laughter never end.
Absolutely.
Namaste.
Namaste.